What up, Raffleators? Welcome back to my channel. We are back at Eckles. This is the Eckles interchange. And this is an important intersection now because it brings East Coast traffic, that is from East Coast Bypass Road, right? That's what the East Coast Bypass Road looks like here at Eckles. And about a quarter of a mile up this road, just past that mountain of trash, is where they're building the government office complex, 4 high-rise structures, 4 high-rise buildings. Promise to give you an update on that, but I haven't gotten around to it because I don't know if they've gotten out of the ground. Last time I was there, they were building foundation. And that's Heroes Highway, looking north towards Georgetown. We just come down from that direction. Like I said, they're building a lot of warehouses along Heroes Highway, and you'll see that in the last video. This is the end of, or the Heroes Highway, where it meets this intersection with the traffic circle here, the roundabout at the Eckles interchange. You can see Peters Hall begins there, right at that intersection at the roundabout. And this is the road to Bagotstown. So last time we were looking, that's last Friday, we were looking along this road towards the east. This time we're looking along it towards the west. So this road takes you all the way to Bagotstown, from where we normally start walking to show you the bridge. In fact, you could probably barely see the top of the bridge from this location. I'll show you in a minute. But this neighborhood, that's Eckles. And I've actually shown you in previous videos a couple of years ago some of the new housing developments in Eckles. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Where we're headed right now is towards the bridge, the Demerara Bridge access point on Heroes Highway. It's about 7:30, maybe 7:30 in the morning here. So this traffic is coming off of the East Bank to Georgetown. This is the traffic circle. These guys have done a good job now of maintaining the landscaping. Seems as if they did plant some winter grass and now some shrubbery around the edges of the pool. This is the pool where they planted a jaguar. They planted a jaguar at the center of the pool. The water seems clear, which is kind of unusual because this water had started turning green. It seems as if somebody is maintaining the water now. Like I said, this is the interchange, right? This is a plaque that describes the interchange. And this is what the pool looks like now on the 30th of June 2025. So like I said, the pool looks clean. Not a whole lot of debris and trash in the pool, which is kind of pleasant to see because it was getting quite gross in here, like algae growing and so on. So they seem to have managed to cover that problem. I don't know if these fountains work in the night, but I have to come back in the night to give you an update, a nighttime view of this pool here at Eckles interchange. Of course, there are still signs. There are still signs here that say no swimming, sitting, or resting feet in or on pool edges. Right, so there is still some hope. It seems as if they've been able to manage the upkeep of this of this lawn and landscape, which is kind of unusual. Right, they have not really Guyana, that is, has not really been a place where landscaping has been taken seriously. But yeah, we're heading towards this construction site for the new Demerara River Bridge. This is traffic coming off of the east bank. I think a lot of this traffic used to take the east bank public road, and now they're diverting to this east bank. Now, it's possible to see the bridge from this location. However, there are a lot of bush in the way, so let me see if I can show you what the bridge looks like from this location. So behind these bush, there you can see the tops of the towers for the bridge. All right, so you can barely see. You can barely see the towers from the Demerara River Bridge. All right, you can probably see them better here over the tops of the the buildings there. So that's the Demerara River Bridge. It's about 2 miles away from where we are on a Monday morning in June. And where we're headed is to see exactly what is happening here at this location. That's where they're putting the entrance to the bridge. So there's going to be a roundabout. I think everybody's in agreement now that what they're building is a roundabout, and that roundabout will allow the traffic from Heroes Highway to enter the access road to the Demerara River Bridge, which is 2 miles away. Now, in my mind, that's a temporary solution because, like I said, when all this traffic wants to get past that roundabout, you're going to get massive traffic jams. Imagine on a Monday morning, you have this traffic, which is heading into Georgetown, past that roundabout, right? You have all this traffic, which is going to be heading past the roundabout to Georgetown. And then, of course, there's traffic coming off of the bridge, right? That traffic is not yet here because that traffic is currently coming off the bridge and taking the East Bank Public Road. So imagine the traffic coming off the bridge, merging with this traffic coming from south, all of it trying to negotiate that roundabout. And you can imagine, or at least I can imagine, the massive traffic jams that are going to be part of bridge commute every weekday morning. And the thing is, I can see it. It's basic math. The question is, why can't the people who are building the bridge see it, anticipate it, calculate it, and prepare for it? Now, like I said, the solution was to build a overpass, avoid the roundabout completely. And for the people who are saying in the comments that an overpass is much more expensive, yes, an overpass is more expensive, but it solves a problem that is just as expensive because traffic jams and road congestion cost the country in terms of productivity. It's lost productivity. So yes, you're spending $260 million, 260 million US dollars to build a bridge, borrow that money to build a bridge, and probably another $500 million on all the additional construction that has to be done to accommodate the bridge. But you wouldn't spend a few more million to build proper overpass and on ramps to the bridge. It seems a silly and stupid way to try to save money, right? Because if you want to say a roundabout saves money because it's cheaper to build, but you've just spent almost $1 billion US dollars to build a structure, and you introduce the weakest link, which is the roundabout, because of all the traffic jams that it will cause. That seems to me to be very silly, very bad planning. But let me see what's happening here this morning. We're approaching the construction site. We're actually walking south. We're walking south on the median. And to build a roundabout, they're going to have to demolish the median, at least a part of it, to get the road to pass around over the median. And I don't see any signs yet of them demolishing the median, which tells me that they're still several weeks away from constructing this roundabout. But yes, guys, this is where we are now. This is the entrance to the new Demerara River Bridge construction site. It seems to be still working on the drainage systems on both sides. So they're building these huge drains, I guess, to channel water, mostly rainwater, away from the bridge, away from the foundation of these new roads that they're building. Last time we were here, we took a look at the construction site of the road that goes past Windsor Estates. And this time, we're looking at the intersection at Heroes Highway. So, as you can see, this is where the new roundabout will be built, at the entrance to the access road to the Demerara Bridge. And this is what they've done so far. It seems that we get a little closer to show you what they've done. So these guys have built a wider strip of road. So they're basically going to widen this. They're going to widen this road here. I don't understand why they need to do that if it's going to be a roundabout, right? Unless they plan to build an overpass, there was actually no need to widen this strip, because a roundabout puts all the traffic through the circle. So it's interesting to see what they accomplish. But it seems as if they're made a wider strip of shoulder, right? They made a wider strip of shoulder here that is going to turn into, I guess, entrance to the roundabout. Oh, I guess because they're going to have to narrow they're gonna have to remove some of the road itself. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, so these guys are beginning work. All right, these are workers starting their work day here. Yeah, like I said, they're gonna have to make it narrower at this point. That's the only way to create a circle, right? To create a circle in the middle of this traffic circle. I guess they're gonna have to make it. They're gonna have to take away some of the width of the inside. Okay, let's see how that works out. But yes, guys, this is where construction of the this entrance ramp lies. Now straight ahead in the distance, that's the bridge. That's the Demerara River Bridge. All right, that's the Demerara River Bridge. You can see the tops of the pillars. You can also see the on ramp, the ramp for the bridge. You can see the high span section almost connected to the ramp. And then of course all of that gets connected to this access road. So they've already started to fill in the road. You can see they started to build up the road, the access road. This is the middle of the access road. Last time we were here, they were still working on these retaining walls. Now it seems as if they've completed the retaining walls, and now they're filling in the road between the retaining walls. So that is some progress. So where you see these excavators are actually standing on the road now, on the access road. So they've been building up the access road since the last time we were here. There's a truck, for example. That truck is now standing on what is going to become the access road. And here the excavator here in the foreground is, I guess, standing on what is going to become the traffic circle. So that is what is happening here, guys. These guys are making progress building the on-ramp and the traffic circle. Right? It seems as if the traffic circle is making progress. It's being built. Right, that's the shape of the traffic circle, and of course, then there's also a slip lane or passing a slip lane or passing lane or a exit lane. So there's going to be an exit lane onto the access road from Heroes Highway heading north. And of course, that is the intersection. That's the intersection with Red Road. It's one of the busiest intersections. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, is that all of this traffic that is heading into the city on a weekday morning, see all this traffic that's heading into the city on a weekday morning, if you look past the intersection, right, you look all the way up, so it's about a mile. We're about 3 miles away from Diamond. So all this traffic is coming from Diamond, solid traffic all the way to Providence, and now all that traffic is going to have to head past this intersection, this entrance ramp to the bridge, and they're going to have to go through this traffic circle at the bridge. And that, I think, is a recipe for traffic jams on a Monday morning or a Tuesday morning or a weekday morning, right? You're going to have traffic jams. But I can see that now. The question is why? Why can't the people who are building this road see that already? The reason I can see it is because of basic math, right? So you're going to have This is 2 lanes of traffic already backed up for several miles. Then you're going to have to add the traffic coming off of the bridge, traffic coming from the west bank and the west coast coming off the bridge. Right? So that's the bridge. Traffic coming off the west coast and the west bank is now going to meet traffic, all of this traffic coming from the south and heading north in this traffic circle. And my guess is that there's going to be at least 2 hours of congestion and traffic jams here at this intersection every weekday morning and on holidays. But that is what is happening. Can't wait for it to get completed so that we can test my hypothesis and verify my predictions. But this is what's happening, guys. This is what's happening here at Heroes Highway on a Monday morning in June, Monday the 30th of June 2025. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Tell me what you think, guys, in the comments below. Tell me what you think about this construction site and the fact that they're solving this problem, this traffic problem of joining the bridge traffic to the Heroes Highway traffic. And how do you think that is going to work out in terms of traffic jams? Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later.